I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this and maybe brush my hair afterwards. There is no one size fits all when it comes to astrology transits. So someone that is saying Virgo and Geminis would have a good year are probably going off one or two transits. Jupiter being in Gemini or Saturn leaving Pisces is probably my guess, but I don't know because I don't watch astrology content because most of it is bullshit. If someone isn't teaching you how to read your chart and how to know what's going on for you, I don't really see how that's helpful because astrology is so much more nuanced than any kind of generality like this. I'll show you what I mean, and I also teach you this in my astrology courses. As an example, for this person who is a Virgo rising and has their Chiron at 24 degrees, where the full moon lunar eclipse was and is opposite their Saturn, they really felt this transit. This is where the degrees come into play. So their ascendant wasn't a part of the full moon, but their Chiron and their Saturn definitely was. Same with this person. They have their ascendant and their Chiron pretty close to where the full moon was, and their sun is there too, because the sun was just at this degree of Pisces when we had the lunar eclipse. And then for Geminis, especially this person's chart, because they have their ascendant at the same degrees, see the number is the same as where we just had the lunar eclipse. And for this person, it was on their Mars and their North node and their South node. They probably really felt it. But if, let's say, they were born an hour before they actually were and their ascendant was this degrees of Gemini, they wouldn't have felt it in their identity so much. But they definitely still would have felt it here. And this is why it's so important to get to intimately know your chart and the degrees that all these things are at. So when these transits happen, you know if they are going to impact you or not, and you know how they're going to impact you. In general, for Gemini and Virgo risings, Mercury retrograde is a little bit more challenging because Mercury rules their chart. Unless your relocation chart is vastly different from your natal chart or your progress chart is very different, that is going to apply to you. And this generic astrology advice will never ring true.